Today we're here with Abdul Karim. He just finished doing his speech with his poem today at Abra House. I believe it's one of the best poems I've heard in a long time. But let me just ask him what he thinks. How do you think it went today?
Alhamdulillah, you do what you do, you leave the rest to Allah. I think some of the audience members said it, I kind of took it. But alhamdulillah, you know, at the end of the day, whatever Allah wills.
Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. You touched on some very powerful topics and some very powerful personality in your speech. What was the inspiration behind your poem? What do you think was yeah.
For me, when I took my Shahada some nearly 23 years ago, my Shahada was based on this: social justice, social reformation for the oppressed and the suppressed. And unfortunately, that's a message that's been forgotten. So we need to bring people back to that message of Islam, that Islam is here to help those who are being oppressed. Islam is here to bring justice. Islam is here to bring order to chaos. So if we can articulate that through having just normal lectures, through poetry, then alhamdulillah, let's do it, because there's a whole generation of young black men and young black women that heard of Islam through the lyrics of Public Enemy,
right.
that led them to Malcolm X,
right.
and that led them to Islam. So if we can do that today, and like I said, make Islam relevant, then yeah, we should be using all avenues, and we shouldn't fear that people are going to say, but you know, poetry, that's a black people's thing. Well, the last time I checked, being African, being black is intrinsic to being a Muslim. There's no antithesis of being black and being a Muslim. The two go together harmoniously. Okay, let's get that right. What does not go together harmoniously is a wrong interpretation that seeks to impose cultural imperialism. And that's what we're here to fight against. Why? Because Allah says in the Quran, stand up for justice even against yourself. So yeah, I'm going to condemn Cameron, I'm going to condemn Obama, but I will also condemn those who want to spread sectarianism in our community and want to spread and thrive off cultural imperialism, whether it be Arab, Persian, Asian, Aryan, whatever you want to call it. We're here to condemn, and we're here to take back the message of Islam and make it relevant.
SubhanAllah. I've noticed obviously today was it's an event run, I believe, predominantly by the Iraqi community. How do you think they responded to your poem?
I think if we're honest, right, we're living here in England, so there's a kind of homogenous culture that whether you're Arab, Asian, Persian, it kind of all comes in together. So young Arab kids, young Asian kids, young Persian kids, whether their parents like it or not, are influenced by black culture. You know, the media euphemistically calls it urban culture, right? That means black culture. So inshallah, my poem today is based in the revolutionary roots of rap music, and I'm talking about the Watts Prophets, the last poets. Okay, so if we can make it relevant and we can get rid of the negativity, the Tupacs, the Lil Waynes, the Drakes, and all of these guys, because we need to take back control of Islam, and we need to take back control of a culture that we created, invented, and not what the radio companies perverted.
So brother, let me just jump in. This is Bilal Ali Hue speaking. Just like to ask the brother a very poignant question. The brother was talking that the poem was based and the event was based around the legacy of Imam Hussein, but you mentioned Malcolm X. You mentioned a number of names, but that name seemed to stick out for me. Could you say something about that?
For me, Malcolm X is the exemplification of the hadith of the Rasul. He said, the Lord of Martyrs is my Uncle Hamza, and after that is the one who speaks out in the court of the tyrant ruler. Malcolm X did that. And I don't think it's any coincidence that when he came back from Hajj, where he realized, and I'm not going to ban the nation of Islam, but I would say they was good for a period of the black man's history, but it doesn't mean they're good for all history. There was a developmental stage. When he came back from Hajj, and he saw the real deal, and he started saying, you know, the only solution to the institutional racism of America, of the Western civilization, is Islam. And then they had to kill him. So for me, the linking of Malcolm X with Imam Hussein,
there you go,
with what I call the social reformation revolution that is commonly called Islam, is very relevant. And it's relevant to our community. Malcolm X is a man that we love, we respect. And me personally, I'm looking forward, inshallah, on the day of judgment to meeting him, to sit with him and say, you know, brother Malcolm, I want to tell you how you inspired me. I want to ask you, what was going through your mind when you saw that double-barrel shotgun put to you? What was going through your mind? And I have that conversation, and then bring all of the martyrs together, from Hamza to Hussein, and sit with them and say, what was the commonality in all of you? And I'm sure we used to boil it down, it would be that verse of the Quran. stand up for justice. Okay? But let's not forget the other part, even against your own selves. So we condemn the extremism and sectarianism outside of Islam and inside Islam.
Powerful, 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 brother. Like you said, you made a line about taking the teachings off of the shelf and making it a lived reality, and I love that. I love that, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Alhamdulillah, man. Allah bless you, may Allah reward you.